Before I begin, I'd like to welcome our distinguished guests, both from the city of Corpus Christi and our state legislative delegation that's here as well. And so let me begin with State Representative for District 34, Denise Villalobos is here. Denise? And Chad McGill is here from Representative Adam Hinojosa's office? Senator, sorry. Yeah. Thank you, Chad, for being here. We also have from our City Council, Councilman Barrera and Councilman Pusley. Pusley and Barrera, thank you for being here. To my left, we have Councilwoman-elect Carolyn Bond. Councilwoman, thank you for being here this morning. We also have several of our partners whom we work with constantly on water distribution and supply, and that includes Sam Morris. I'm going to read these off and then maybe hold your applause till the end, but we have Sam Morris from the Violet Water Supply Corporation, Daniel Dorgan, Assistant Director for Beeville, Assistant City Manager for Beeville, Cedric Davis, the City Manager for Mathis. We have Scott Mack, District Manager for Nueces County Control District, Water Control District number 4. I think Mallory Lightfoot, was going to be here from Sampat Water District. And also, I should have stated his name first up, but Commissioner John Mades from Nueces County, also leader of South Texas Water District. And then finally, Marcus Alanese and Ram with Nueces County Water Control Improvement District number 3. They are all here to my right, so we want to acknowledge you. Thank you for being here this morning. So, as you know, in working with us for many years, the city of Corpus Christi is the regional water supplier for not just Nueces County, but a total of 7 counties in our region. That does include Nueces County, as I mentioned, Jim Wells, Clayburgh, Aransas, Bee, San Patricio, and Live Oak counties. And we wanted to state those names out so that as people listen to the media and read about this, it's good for awareness. We want to make sure that those 500,000 people who live in those seven counties who we service know that this declaration today impacts all of us in these 7 county regions. Today, we are here to officially activate Stage 3 water restrictions for the city of Corpus Christi and, of course, for all of our customers across those 7 counties. This city has never been in Stage 3 restrictions as they are currently defined in our drought contingency plan. And we ask that our region understand the situation as we ask for more cooperation in managing our water supply across our city and region. Under Section 5 of the city's drought contingency plan, the city manager has the authority to declare Stage 3 water restrictions when our combined western reservoir levels drop below 20%. And today, I'm here with our teammates and elected officials to declare, effective immediately, Stage 3 water restrictions for this region. They will go into effect immediately today, and they will stay in effect until our western reservoirs reach a level of 30% capacity. And then we will return to Stage 2 water restrictions. It is anticipated, this is an important message, it is anticipated that we're going to be in Stage 3 water restrictions for several months, possibly, well into the spring, as our partners at the National Weather Service have made it very clear that we don't expect any significant rain between now and maybe the spring. Our next best shot at rain to have a substantial impact to our reservoirs is not until the spring showers, and so we have to get through the rest of December, January, February, and then March before we have a chance for getting better rain. Just this morning I saw, and tomorrow we'll have our weekly briefing from the National Weather Service, but even next week, the week of Christmas, is expected to be much hotter than normal, not just here, but in fact across all of Texas. The city is following the same declaration protocol that we followed when we entered Stage 2. And since last week, Wednesday, on December 11, that's when our combined levels reached that below 20%. I think it was 19.9%. We wanted to make sure that we would stay at that level. There was some rain that was forecasted, and sometimes even the wind can have an impact on our readings. And so we waited for a few days, similar to what we did when we declared stage 2. We didn't just jump right into it when our reservoirs dropped to that level. But today's reading again is 19.9. It was as low as 19.8. And so we are confident that the levels are going to be that low, and we have decided to call the declaration. These historically low lake levels are due to, as we see today, above normal temperatures and below normal rainfall in our watershed. And we know that, and we want you to know that we don't control this, right? We don't control the weather. We have a very strong team of water professionals and partners like our delegation, and none of us up here can control the weather. Not sure if we'll let that train go by. We'll let the train go by for a second. The mayor should be joining us here. Mayor, yeah, come on up. The mayor's coming from another meeting. She'll be speaking after Drew this morning. Mayor. Good morning. Have a seat. Good. So the drought that we face in our region is one of the most severe in our history. Going on 6 years here as a city manager, I've heard stories of the 90s, and the 80s were pretty bad as well, but this is a pretty significant drought that we're in. And as I mentioned, we're not in it alone. In fact, Governor Abbott recently declared 76 counties in Texas to be disaster counties due to water levels. And so 76, not just Nueces County. The governor has declared Nueces County as one of those disaster areas because of water, and he also instructed state agencies who help us manage water to relax some of their protocols and expedite some of their permits that we're going to be seeking. So stage 3 water restrictions are designed to prioritize water use for essential needs, promoting conservation and outline new watering rules for our region. The city has already been taking positive steps to manage these situations effectively. We know we monitor our lakes daily, not just the western reservoirs, but we're looking at the east as well. Our workhorse out there, Lake Texana, and even the lower Colorado River, what's going to help us get through this predicament we're in. We have already reduced at our city facilities non-essential use of water. And so several weeks ago, Robert Dodd, our Parks Director, who is here with us, followed the instruction to turn off our irrigation systems at all our parks. We've closed down fountain operations, and we're modifying our pressure washing schedule to include at Cole Park Pier. That can get pretty messy with some of those fish that have caught. So we continue to work with industry and business partners as well to implement greater conservation efforts through our region. I do want to repeat that our industrial partners, who are the lifeblood of our economy in some respects, have been meeting with us for weeks and talking about how they are reducing water in their operations and how they are ready to help us with manpower, person power, I should say, and resources as well. So we're appreciative of them, of our industrial partners. It's important to the discussion that the city is working to supplement our water supply, and this is something Drew's going to talk about. We want to make it clear that we just didn't get to this point today and now we're reacting. We have been working to manage this drought in terms of bringing on more water for the past year, beginning with assessing the Mary Rose pipeline over the past 9 months to determine, can it handle more water from our eastern reservoirs that we've already paid for? And the answer is yes, it can. And through significant investments in pumping equipment, finishing off the design of the Mary Rose pipeline that wasn't quite finished in the 90s, within a few months, we will be bringing almost twice the amount of water through the Mary Rose pipeline to the city to help stave off what could be a pretty serious situation. We're also working with a consultant team and our city crews to bring on more groundwater, similar to what they did in the 80s, to supplement water supplies. And we are going to make available, we have made it available, but we're going to ramp up the awareness of it and the staffing of it, water for commercial use, treated wastewater for commercial use from our Owen Stevens wastewater treatment plant. These efforts, the increased water from the Murray Roads pipeline, more groundwater, and reuse water will help stabilize our water resources in the short term as we address the situation. Today, though, we're asking every resident, every business, every industrial partner that we have there with us to follow the rules for Stage 3 water restrictions. Drew is going to talk about the rules here momentarily. Drew Molly, our Chief Operating Officer. We have a great website that went live last week, in fact, where you can monitor all this information and get more, and that is stage3.cctexas.com. We encourage you to go there to reference the restrictions and get up-to-date information. Before I close, I do want to thank, first of all, the partners, the delegation, our elected officials from the city and the county who are here with us to help announce this unfortunate event today. We want to thank them, but we also want to thank the entire community and region for being understanding. We're all in this together. We have to get through this together. It's not one entity, it's not Drew, it's not me, it's not the mayor that's going to solve this, it's every one of us. And so I want to thank the community for your understanding and cooperation at this very critical time. We know, you all know, that every drop counts. And let's work together then over these next couple of months to protect what is our most precious resource, and that's our water. So with that, let me have Drew Molly come up. He's our Chief Operating Officer for Corpus Christi Water, and he's going to talk a little bit more about some of these additional water supply sources that we've been bringing on. And he's also going to explain what we're going to use in the drought contingency plan, what we're going to enact, because we're not recommending everything that's in there today, but he'll go over that right now. So Drew.
Thanks, Peter. Good. Yes, sir. Thank you, Peter. Drew Molly, Chief Operating Officer for Corpus Christi Water. As the city manager just noted, our combined reservoir levels have sustained readings below 20% capacity, which has triggered Stage 3 water restrictions. While these additional water restrictions will impact our daily lives, it's a necessary step to protect our water supply during this critical period. So this is what Stage 3 means for our region. For now, all outdoor watering is now prohibited, including using handheld water hoses. Foundation watering is still permitted. The rules will call for every other week, and it must be done by hand or drip irrigation. There's a schedule on our website at stage3cctexas.com. Vehicles can be washed at commercial car washes facilities only. This will be for automobiles, boats, RVs, and trailers. Commercial car washes, many of which use recycled water at their facilities, will continue to be an option for washing vehicles. People can continue to fill their swimming pools for the purposes of maintaining the integrity of the pool and the equipment that's necessary to operate it. However, we do encourage owners to cover their pools to minimize evaporative loss. As our city manager mentioned, we routinely produce millions of gallons of treated wastewater effluent every day. And it's available today at the Oso wastewater treatment plant for commercial watering use, including cooling towers, landscape irrigation, and other beneficial uses. Over the next couple months, we will be working with the state agency, TCEQ, to make this water supply potentially available to a broader segment of our community. It's very important that the city continues to lead by example. As such, 2 weeks ago, the city stopped all non-essential irrigation at city facilities and parks. We're also working closely with our business community, most notably our industrial partners. They have offered staff, equipment, and resources to assist us with water supply projects in the short term. I will say that today is a reminder of how important it is to secure other supplies of water besides water from lakes and rivers, which is 100% of our existing water supply. We know that drought will always be part of the South Texas landscape, and to minimize its impact on our community, we continue to develop drought-proof water supplies. In fact, the city signed a contract 2 weeks ago with Kiewit Infrastructure to begin design of the Inner Harbor desalination plant with an expected completion date in June of 2028. We thank the leadership of our past and our current city councils for continuing to champion this project. Recognizing that we need more water in the short term, we are advancing several projects that I'll highlight. Perhaps the most important one is to increase the production on the Mary Rhodes pipeline. We are leveraging more water from that pipeline today than ever before, and we anticipate bringing an additional 20 million gallons a day from that pipeline in the spring. We're also exploring groundwater sources that will help augment our water supply and limit our dependency on surface water supplies from Lake Corpus Christi and Choke Canyon. I want to thank our community for continuing to be conscientious and committed to water conservation. Over the next 2 weeks, our team will continue to engage with the community and our regional partners. Many of them are standing right behind me to ensure that everybody has the information that they need. We believe that our community will follow the new measures, and for now, warnings will be issued until the end of the month. And then beginning January 1st, citations will be issued. I encourage all residents to visit stage3.cctexas.com for information related to the ongoing drought and other resources. We will continue to keep the public engaged as conditions change. And now I'm very honored to introduce our mayor, Paulette Guajardo, who will make some closing remarks.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for being here today on such an important day. I want to thank our regional partners. We have a very strong collaboration, and we're here united in our efforts to conserve water and secure additional water resources, as you've heard. As the mayor of the city of Corpus Christi, I want to underscore that the city has worked diligently monitoring the situation and preparing for today, ensuring a very clear path forward. Through conservation, as you've heard, we can all do our part in preserving water and achieve savings in our monthly bills. Collectively, we can conserve water and make a very big difference. I want to encourage everyone to visit stage3.cctexas.com for detailed information and tips on this initiative. This website is going to continuously be updated, so you can always go here and find any information that you may need in regards to our water situation. To build our water supply, the city has a multifaceted plan, and you've heard different parts of it here. We're working to secure both short and long-term solutions. And this outstanding plan includes expanding the capacity of the Mary Rhodes pipeline. It includes securing more groundwater resources, which we have been working on these last year especially, but many years before that as well. And to further build our long-term water supply, the city of Corpus Christi is currently building seawater desalination. This plant, as was just mentioned, is under design. It will be to 60% completion of that design by the fall of 2025. So this is well underway. The progress of this initiative has exponentially moved forward these last 2 years. We've secured funding, and we have a design-build contractor with Kiewit Infrastructure South. So the estimated date of completion of this plant, of the desalination plant, is expected to be June of 2028. So together, I want to remind everybody that we are safeguarding the future of our community by uniting in conservation and building building in innovative solutions. We're taking decisive steps in ensuring a reliable water supply for generations to come. I know that Corpus Christi will continue to lead the way as a city that values sustainability, values innovation, and of course, collaboration. So thank you for your cooperation and your commitment to conserving water today with all of us. And now I'd like to invite Gabby Morrow up to the podium to translate in Spanish.
Gracias a todos por estar aquí. Soy Gabriela Morrow y estoy aquí para resumir los puntos clave compartidos por el administrador de la ciudad, Peter Zanoni, y Drew Molly, director de operaciones del Departamento de Agua. Hoy el administrador de la ciudad, Peter Zanoni, declaró oficialmente las restricciones de agua de nivel 3, un paso necesario ya que los niveles combinados de nuestros principales embalses han caído por debajo del 20% de su capacidad desde el 11 de diciembre. Esta situación refleja una de las sequías más severas en nuestra historia. Las restricciones de nivel 3 están diseñadas para proteger nuestro suministro de agua, priorizando los usos esenciales y limitando los no esenciales. Esto incluye una prohibición total del riego al aire libre, incluidas las mangueras de mano, y restringe el lavado de vehículos en casa, pero no a los lavacarros comerciales. La ciudad ya ha tomado medidas significativas para reducir el uso no esencial de agua, incluyendo la suspensión del riego en parques, el apagado de fuentes y la pausa en el lavado a presión de instalaciones públicas. Además, seguimos trabajando con socios industriales y comerciales para implementar esfuerzos de conservación en toda la región. A corto plazo, la ciudad ha estado trabajando durante más de un año para atraer más agua a través del oleoducto Mary Rhodes, y ahora se han implementado varios proyectos de ingeniería para aumentar esa capacidad. A largo plazo, el proyecto de desalinización del puerto interior sigue avanzando y estará completo para junio del 2028. El pasado 2 de diciembre se firmó un contrato con Kiewit Infrastructure para este proyecto y se autorizó el inicio de la fase de planificación. Este es un importante logro para el Departamento de Agua de Corpus Christi. Queremos agradecer a todos los residentes y a los negocios por su comprensión y su cooperación durante este momento crítico. Les pedimos que sigan las restricciones del nivel 3 y si cuenta con fugas en su casa, repárelas pronto y adopte hábitos diarios de conservación de agua. Visite la dirección stage3.cctejas.com para obtener más detalles sobre las restricciones y consejos para ahorrar agua. Entendemos que estas restricciones representan desafíos, pero trabajando juntos podemos proteger nuestro recurso más valioso y asegurar un futuro estable para nuestra ciudad. Cada gota cuenta. Conserve Corpus Christi. Muchas gracias. And now let me introduce back Elisa Olsen, Director of Communications for the City of Corpus Christi.
Thank you, Gabby. Thank you all for coming today. This concludes our news conference. For members of the news media, we do have a special area to my left set up and designated for interviews. Thank you.